So the other thing you can do is you can have these sort of sounds. So the wireless triggers also play the same sounds as the pads. That means if I go to a gig and I don't want to use the wireless triggers because it might be a bit too overpowering for the room, I can still use the 3 pads that I've got here. I've also got the hex toms here and a clap, and that is meaning I can use a Simmons sounding kit. Blinding lights, it's around about 170 BPM. So if I want to play a shaker as well as the, that's the main groove, is just kick, snare, but I want to play a shaker sound. Over here, I've got it so that it plays a secondary shaker sound, slightly louder and slightly accented, after I play the initial strike, and it's exactly 1/8 away from the other one by using a thing we call trigger delay. So I've delayed it by 1/8 note, so when I can see the tempo light flashing here, I can play. Which means that I don't have to play the whole thing with my hi-hat hand, which means it's much more relaxed, it's easy to keep the groove, easier to stay in time, and that hi-hat groove, shaker groove, isn't actually really that prevalent in the track, but we tend to use hi-hats in grooves anyway, so I've changed it to a light shaker that's actually quieter than the hi-hats would be. And over here it's repeated again. I have that clap there, and I have a clap on the rim of that pad there, on the shoulder of the pad, and which means that I can play so it makes it really easy to play something like Blinding Lights, which is really electronic. It's very much drum machine, and that way I can just get on with it and don't have to really think about it. I've got that clap over here as well, so I could do like that as well. So it makes things really easy, and the factor that that is on a drum, and the snare sound is a 909 sound triggered, means that it doesn't just sound like a drum kit, it sounds like a drum machine mixed with a drum kit.